And then they get one of those big, like, restaurant-style, like, mayonnaise containers with a pump top full of queso. And they're
just pumping
straight
it
into Trevor's waiting open mouth.
Oh, God.
And then you're like, mash that lid on there so it gets stuck to the top.
Gotta really mash the lid down, man.
I'm going to shake it before I
Grip
open
those
it.
edges, boy. I'm going to shake this up real good.
I'm going to pour it sideways in my car. I play a game.
You know this has to make it into the title now of this episode.
Oh,
Is this our
so
second?
confused.
Is this our second episode about a Mexican fast food
Yeah,
chain?
we had a Taco
I'm
Bell
bringing
one
it
in
back,
the
man.
first season.
Dude, I felt like we'd missed out on the
if you don't
Mexican...
If you don't name this episode Googa Stadia / double queso
Googa Stadia double
slash
queso
double
edition.
man.
This teaser in the beginning is going to be the most confusing thing in
Oh,
the
yeah.
world.
Greetings, people of the internet. Welcome back to another episode of the Four Plot Podcast. I'm Will. We got Trevor here.
It's here, eh?
Mike.
Hello.
Matt.
That's me.
I already said my name. I'm Will. And welcome back to
No
another.
fair. I want a second turn, too,
I
man.
know you don't get a second turn. You only get one turn.
All the way around again.
You only get one turn. So, welcome back to the Four Plot Podcast. Today, we are talking about Google Stadia. All right.
What's that, Will?
Stadia would be the plural of stadium, okay, which I don't think anyone has ever used.
Wait,
Tell me more, Professor.
It is.
I actually did not know that.
I'm going to look it up right now and just
Is
confirm.
this like a fish and fishes situation?
Well,
like
I don't think
It's
that
like
anyone...
moose and moosin'.
Let's see. Moose and moosin'. Here we go.
Little Brian
boxing.
Reagan for you.
Okay, a sports arena with tiers of seats for spectators. It is the plural of stadia. Okay, like, who has ever used the plural of stadia in their entire... I mean, plural of
I
stadia.
use it all the time. Stadiums.
Yeah.
Not an idiot.
yeah, I just never heard like an NFL analyst be like, in all these NFL stadia, you know, they have some good comment.
Bro, I would die.
Okay, that's interesting.
Especially if it
One of
was
the most
like
expensive
Tony Romo
Stadia
or-
to date.
Wow. This is okay. We're getting off topic real quick. So the point is, Google Stadia was announced, and if you have been living under a rock in the game community, you don't know what Google Stadia is. We're not even sure we know what Google Stadia is, and so tonight we're going to talk about it and just see if we can figure it out together. Is really the point. We're going to see if we can figure out what Google Stadia, what Google Stadia.
That is the plural of Google. Is actually Googa.
Plural of Google.
We're going to figure out what Google Stadia is all about. All right,
Come with us on this journey.
Come with us down this dark hole of Google Stadia. So Google Stadia has been announced. It is obviously Google's gaming platform. This is derailing real fast. What's it is?
Bro, you started that sentence, and then you thought he's gonna make fun of me if I say exactly what he said, because I always do. And you were like, another thing you go down, dark hole.
Okay.
Tell me you weren't thinking that.
Okay. All right. Listen, hang on. Okay.
Not so quick on your feet after that 6 slice of pizza, man.
Okay. Listen.
Insulin spikes. I understand. Man.
Okay, listen. That's it for the Four Plot Podcast today, everybody. We have
Thank you.
definitely delved into Google Stadia. Okay, so Google Stadia was announced. It is Google's obvious gaming platform. It's not a console. It's more of like a games as a service model from what we understand of it right now, to where you're going to be able to play video games via a web browser. Maybe asking yourself, how much does it cost? We don't know. How are we going to play the games? We don't know.
It's definitely a monthly subscription.
Do you really think it's a monthly subscription?
It's absolutely going to be a
Gotta
monthly
be, man.
subscription.
Yeah.
My question is, let's just jump right in. What is the
Let's do.
incentive? What is the incentive to developers? Are they getting a cut of that? I don't know what is in it for them. I feel like
You want to hear like if I'm them, my proposed model? I think you do an Xbox.
More than anything
Guys,
in
I'm
the
sorry.
world.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You know what? Let me just. I'm sorry. My computer is literally ringing in the middle of our podcast. Let me just.
that's all right.
Let me just.
Cut.
Sorry.
It's Googa Stadia
It's
calling.
Google Stadia. It's Google Stadia
You tell us
calling.
to shut the hell
But
up.
no, so if it was me and I was wanting to make a lot of money, I would honestly do tiers. I would do tiered subscriptions.
Okay.
Your bronze subscription gets you access to these many games. your silver gets you access to these many games at a time. Your gold gets you access to these many games at a time.
Okay.
I think they'll probably do something similar to that.
You could also split it up by like resolution. Like if you wanted to have 4K, you got to pay for the gold because it's going to take a lot more.
They say they're pushing to 8K. They say soon.
Dang.
Okay,
Yeah.
Good heavens.
okay.
I mean, who's going to handle
How many
8K?
Ks do we really need?
I've got 25 megabit per second internet. I ain't getting no 8K from anything, man.
Hey, Spectrum, I'm gonna need to upgrade my internet package to the $300 a month so that I can run 8K resolution.
Well, okay. So sorry. So you're thinking it's like a tiered system with the games where they'll.
I assume that's what they'll do.
See, I was thinking, how do you? I mean, Google doesn't first of all need the money as far as like a service model goes. As far as like like paying for the service, because my first thought is I was like, okay, so you have to pay for the service first, because we're used to games as a service through a console, meaning that because like you don't pay for Steam, but also you don't use Steam to play your game either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, so we're used to paying for games as a service like Xbox Gold Game Pass, whatever it's called, Xbox Game Pass, where if you have a console, you pay $9.99 a month, you can download these games. Once you don't pay anymore, the games aren't yours. Just curious.
It's like GameFly.
Yeah, sort of. Just curious to know how Google will do it. I would think subscription based too. Certainly they're not going to. I mean, certainly not going to charge you like $12.99 for their service a month and then charge you $59.99 for games.
No, I can't imagine that.
Okay.
I wonder though. I mean, are they trying to circumvent people having to buy a console or a nice computer? If they can get the latency down and you have enough internet. I mean, internet. If you have enough internet,
if
you have the right volume of internet.
See, it's not cool to say stupid things on the microphone.
You need at least 16 ounces of internet.
enough of the internet.
If Pat filled up the buckets of internet,
Right.
and let you play Zelda.
See, this always comes back to me somehow. I didn't even make the stupid remark. All right.
You like the attention.
Okay, got it. That's true.
I think that would probably be their end goal, is to maybe even have like a Chromecast, plug it into the HDMI output, and maybe that's what they're looking at.
Well, there has to be something like that, because remember, you can move. There is. Go ahead, Matt, because I think that's what you were going to say. Well, I think there is something like that, because you can play on your phone, obviously, which I think would be through an app. You know what I'm saying? The phone would be an app. I don't see the phone being a native web browser, like you can just play in the web browser of your phone. That would be impossible.
Yes.
So phone with app, tablets an app, web browser on your computer for sure. Possibly a downloadable application for your computer. I don't think so though.
Possibly though, but you could do stuff like Discord. You can do through the web browser or through the app. So I think that's an
True.
option.
So maybe not. But the television would have to be something like a Google, because I even think they said something like that.
Or
like
I mean, like, does it work like Chromecast does right now from your computer to your television?
but you need.
Or
Do you imagine replacing your console with just a little thumb drive, size,
Like a
thing in the
Roku
back
or
of your-
something. I mean, like
of your
people
TV?
use.
That's pretty cool.
and
Yeah.
you do have the option also with smart TVs becoming more prevalent. You have an app.
To have an
Right,
app
right
for
on the
smart TV,
television,
for
right?
sure. Yeah. I'm just saying they would have to do something for those people who don't have smart TVs. They would have to have something to plug into, like the USB or the HDMI, like a Chromecast, very much like a Chromecast. But they did show a few things. They did show that you have a controller. They have a. You don't have to use their controller. You can use a keyboard or any USB controller. They said any USB controller will
You can
work
just map the buttons, yeah.
on a PC. Which, I mean, that's not groundbreaking, besides the fact that somebody just came out with a game service.
Controller
and they're
looks
like,
pretty
oh,
nice, actually. I think
It does look pretty nice.
It is set up with the two thumbsticks down though, which I just can't stand.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, it
I'm
is.
an
It
Xbox
is.
guy, man.
It is two thumbsticks
But,
down.
I
I'm
mean,
looking
it's
at it right there.
Just plug your Xbox.
Well, yeah,
controller in.
and the Xbox.
I use my
controllers
Xbox
are-
controller on my PC right now, so I mean, it's not unheard of.
What games do you play on PC, Mike? What games do you play on PC? What is
It's getting wild up in here, man.
Everybody's having a hard
Bro,
time. with it.
a lot of times I'm only playing games that are exclusive to PC just because I'd rather sit on the couch and play. But I played Shadow of War on the PC because I have it on Play Anywhere. You can do it
And
on
it
both.
probably ran gorgeous on that.
Better, yeah. I mean, I have a 1050 Ti, which is a middle-level graphics card, but still better than the regular Xbox One and stuff. So, I mean, mostly just exclusives. I played Wargroove on there. Again, I'd rather play on a console because I'd rather hang out with you guys.
If you want to know more about Wargroove, you can check out Mike's 60-second review on our Instagram and YouTube channel.
You sure can. Mike, just as a point to what you said, this is from IGN.com. It says, additionally, we don't have price details for what the streaming platform or the specific Stadia controller will cost, And while technically you don't need to purchase a specific Stadia console, for players wanting to enjoy Stadia on TV, a Google Chromecast will be one of the options to play.
Okay.
So you're actually going to play through Chromecast. Like it'll be through a Chromecast.
I mean, that makes the most sense. They already have all the infrastructure there for that
I
product.
really dig that, actually.
True.
It's
A few more features as a launching point to talk about. One of the most intriguing features, also from IGN here, one of the most intriguing features shown off was state sharing. Players can essentially pinpoint any moment in a gaming experience and create a shareable link for that game state. Other players can grab that link and open the same game at the exact same point and begin playing the experience from there. Which we were talking about earlier would be really cool for especially challenge games, or hey, like, can you beat my time from here, or something like that.
speed running.
Play things like Dark Souls and Sekiro and games like that. Like, that's such a cool thing to be able to be like, hey, here's the save for this boss. Like, who can beat him the fastest type of thing. That's
Right.
really cool.
or streamers, like people that use. I mean, that's a nice, even more connectivity with your audience.
Yeah. Like, play with us. And speaking of that, crowd play will also be integrated into Stadia. This feature will let players watching a YouTube streamer jump right into a game with that streamer. It's interesting.
Speaking of audience, by the way, shout out to my buddy Nate Pleasant, who just started listening to our podcast. He was telling us how much he enjoyed it the other
Love
day.
you, Nate, so much. You're my
Nice.
favorite person.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Was there anything to that? We're just shouting out.
No,
Nate?
just shouting out
Okay. Cool.
our loving fans.
Okay.
fans?
No, I'm glad. No, I'm glad
That
we're-
definitely was like I was speaking with Nate Pleasant the other day.
Right. I thought it was going to move
And
into
then you're
something
just
Nate
like,
said.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. Yeah, so like Google Stadia, I think, I don't know, ambitious model. I'm not sure how it works. I think the number one thing people are worried about, latency.
Yes.
Like, how does latency stack up? Like, right now, you guys, do you have a problem with latency even on your Xboxes and PS?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Bro, so I have a 2-story townhouse.
Yes.
My router is upstairs in my master bedroom because that's where it has to be. No choice.
Right.
If I have my Xbox downstairs, I can't play a lot of online games where any kind of like latency
pain.
is even an issue. I got to move it back upstairs, and my 4K TV is downstairs. And my poo-poo TV is upstairs. So I got to choose between the graphics or the internet, man.
I understand. It's a tough
So,
choice. Tough choice.
I don't pay much for internet. I have like the most basic plan. It's
You're going to
legacy.
have to go to Home Depot and get you a long coax cable, dog. Run it down the stairs.
Just run it from the ceiling. My wife is real about that idea, man.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just hang it like Garland from the
Yeah, that's it.
Christmas
lights on
People
it.
do it all the time, man. I don't know what.
Yeah, I would have done that when I was single, but
I understand.
it doesn't work now. So for me, I mean, the internet is my limiting factor in most things. So there's very little chance that this works for me.
Gotcha.
I just wonder is this being introduced too early? Is it going to be one of those like
Like too ahead of its time?
like
type
a
of thing?
Google Plus thing where they support it for a little while, but it doesn't really catch on and it dies?
I don't know. I feel like the gaming world is always looking for something new like that to jump onto and try. I feel like I don't know. I mean, if let me give you a different example. If like the Master Chief Collection, you know what I'm saying? Master Chief Collection is one of those things that I love that game. I love 343. Love everything about Master Chief Collection except for the fact that when it came out, it didn't work. It was very slow.
Just unfinished,
Matchmaking is a broken game.
But other than that, it was great. Right?
But other than that, it was great.
Except for the part where it had to be a game.
But I think
iffy.
come back to this, right? Like Master Chief Collection, great idea. My God, jump on and play Halo 2 with my friends like I used to back in the old days. Yes, love it. But it didn't work. Same thing with Stadia. If you release Stadia and it's no matter what great idea it is, no matter how cool games, whatever that you
has
put
to
on
work.
it, if it doesn't work and you jump on, and I'm telling you, gamers and just people in general in today's instant gratification world, you let that game be latent like at all and they're done. You know what I'm saying? Because when they try it out, they're like, oh, I'm paying $12.99. Let them play 15 minutes of a choppy game, and they're going to be like, no, I want my money back. I'm done.
The first time you have an Assassin's Creed Unity experience on the Stadia,
Yeah,
you're going to be
it's true.
You're going to be memed forever, man. That's
course
going to happen.
The crazier things have happened. I mean, think about you can think about games right now that came out that, dude, Sea of Thieves. You know what I'm saying? Games that wasn't even really a tech issue. That wasn't so much a tech issue as much as it was gamers and consumers in this day and age. They give things a very short window to work, and if it doesn't work, it's gone. You know what I mean?
Which is why indie games are making a huge surge.
Yeah.
You know?
Not as much investment. One thing we talked about other versions of this. PlayStation Now has been a thing for a while where you can play old PlayStation games on the PS4 streamed to your system, and it's laggy as crap.
Really.
Yeah.
First of all,
I didn't even know that.
First of all, back up. I'm not a PlayStation guy. We know that. I only have an Xbox and a Switch. I don't have a PlayStation. This is a thing. You can stream old PlayStation games to your PlayStation.
You got to pay for them. Yeah.
Okay, like but you pay.
Theoretically.
It's emulated
Nintendo,
basically.
Nintendo Switch
Yeah.
style, right?
You pay for the so you pay for the service, and you download any game you want to, or you pay per
I
game.
think you pay for the game, but it's
Really?
done similarly as far as streaming to your
Wow,
system.
are there lots of titles on there?
Yeah, a lot of PS1 and PS2
They
titles.
just don't work very well.
It's a little. Yeah, I haven't played a ton of them, but I've had some real issues.
Because
with
if
lag.
you
It's
can
always kind of-
stream Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup, I might
boy.
consider getting me
How do,
a
how do the critics?
PS4.
How do the critics feel about that game, Trevor?
Dude, just look around. We'll have to post that on the Instagram, man. The Metacritic reviews.
What are the Metacritic reviews?
Oh,
on Harry?
100%. Dude.
I don't think that's true.
Most
man.
critics agree.
Most critics agree.
It's a masterpiece.
I don't know if you can stream Metal Gear Solid 2. I love that game, man. I
I'll go
love
back
that
and play Killzone 1.
Oh, Killzone, also a great title.
I had Nintendo. I didn't.
Oh man,
These grown-up games, man. I had to play
Hey,
Toad's Adventure, and Toad's Farming Adventure.
I gotta say, right now to me, and this may seem like a silly thing, but like, how many of you guys, like, whether you're going out of town, you want to take your system with you, or you're going over to your friend's house, like LAN party, like part of the fun is like getting all your stuff together, unplugging everything, putting it all in a bag, like. But that is super tedious, right? Like, imagine going over to your friend's house and you just boop, pull the little
right.
Google, the Chromecast stick out of the back of your TV. You go over to your friend's house, you plug it into his, and you're like streaming games on your friend's
Yeah.
TV, even if he doesn't have access.
Or just
to
being
that.
able to pop
Like,
up in your. I mean, being able to pop
That's
up
so
in your,
cool.
being able to pop up in your laptop almost literally anywhere and picking up gaming where you left off. But the thing is, it's not just your laptop and a TV. It's phones, tablets. Like they're saying that you can literally pick this up anywhere. That's one of the big
There
selling
goes your
points.
data plan.
Well, that's been one of the big selling points of the Switch is this portability. If the Switch wasn't a portable device, I would dare say it would not be getting the same attention, rave reviews, and sales that it's getting.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to be able to play Zelda on your TV and then take
And
it
it's
same
really
quality.
pretty on that screen.
Even I think
Yeah.
from people who only use it docked, because I
Yeah.
think just the idea and the selling point that you can have it portable.
Because, I mean, the fact that you're able to play Super Mario Odyssey on the toilet is really the selling
That's
point
the selling
of
it
point.
makes
that,
you
of
really
that
really
machine.
puts you in the mindset of a plumber.
If you're trying to grind out, if
That was
Nicely
okay.
done, Matt.
Okay.
Nicely done, Matt. That took me a second.
I didn't even take that joke to that
Oh,
level.
that's
That was
great,
good.
man. I was gonna make some type of Odyssey poop joke, but
you
that
go.
was way better.
Thank you.
Now, if you're really just trying to grind out those hats, man, on Mario, and you can't take a few seconds to take a potty break, man. You just take that thing off
Take
the
the
dock.
thing off.
Do what
Dude,
you gotta do.
I'm not ashamed to say that has been very much so what I've done. I don't like.
All right, so we're not playing Super Smash Brothers together anymore.
You guys are like, I'm not using your
I've never
controllers.
seen the brown joysticks.
Oh God, dear God, this podcast is not dipping into toilet humor.
Sorry.
So,
And I will say one other thing I didn't think about until we were talking earlier. Will, as somebody who travels for work a lot,
Yeah.
how nice would it be to be playing Halo with your friends?
yes, yes,
that we're all you don't get a chance to normally.
yes.
I mean, I've seen like kind of hack setups where people will use a tablet and will do like the streaming from their PS4 to the tablet and then use a controller connected
Yeah.
to their tablet
Yeah.
or something like that. Like
Yeah.
we've seen people do that before.
yeah, but
If it works, it works. And I heard really good things. I didn't do much with the. I guess it would be a beta that they released for this.
Yeah,
a
you were
while
telling us
ago.
about that. You got
they're
to play
one
on
of the
it.
Assassin's Creed games. I didn't really play much of it because I had the game already, and it was like, oh, yeah, this was never going to be a thing for me because of my poor people internet.
Yeah.
But I mean, I heard pretty good things about it. So I mean, it is Google. They have more money than anyone, and they usually can figure out what they're doing. So if anybody's going to get it right, it's going to be them.
Yeah, and from
Yeah.
a single player game perspective, like if you're not worried about latency between different peers, then I feel like you're going to have a much easier time on the hardware software end of it. Getting a game that runs well. And I would love to have all my single player games, streamable so they're not taking up space on my hard drive. I've got 6 games on my Xbox at any given time. And
Right.
I got to if I want a new one, I got to delete an old one,
That is another thing we didn't think. No storage because it's all in the
I haven't
cloud.
gone back
Yeah.
to play Mass Effect Andromeda because I don't have, 3 hours to install it, so I can
Yeah,
go back
true.
and play it for another day, and then
There's a lot of positive things about Stadia. There really are. They really can pull it off. Once again, I mean, you're talking about, go back to your latency issue we were talking about. Google's aiming to stream games at launch in 4K at 60 FPS for both playing games and sharing game streams, with goals of eventually supporting 8K and 120 frames per second, 120 plus frames per second. And it's like, when you look at stuff like that, you're just going, man, I mean, that streaming games in 4K. I mean, even streaming, you can stream Netflix in 4K now, a few things in 4K, but games, that's a different story. I mean, you're talking
That is
about
a different story.
It's not really the 4K is not the issue, but it's going to be that latency with it. You know, because the idea, I mean, you're really if you're quote unquote calculating the game on Google's side, if you're doing all the processing, all you're submitting is the data or the video image. So it is like watching a video. It's just that you're obviously controlling it. So I don't think that the resolution is the issue, but I just think that the latency from the controller to the cloud servers and then it kicks it back over to you is just going to be a difficulty.
But then, you think there was a time when we thought we were going to have that same issue with wireless controllers.
yeah.
It's true, man. And then the Wavebird for the GameCube came out, man.
The what?
Yes, the Wavebird. That was their wireless controllers, dude. They were so good.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, I never had the GameCube. We discussed that last podcast.
Give me an old Mad Catz wired
Catz.
controller, man. Any day, the ones that light up, man, when it vibrates.
All the buttons in the wrong place.
Oh yeah, you knew. Listen, you knew when you bought an aftermarket wireless controller back in the day. You're like, this is
You're in trouble.
This is not going to work.
Yeah.
Like,
Those
when you had
batteries
to-
lasted
when
for
you-
like 2 matches of
hang
Tekken.
on. You had to put like the AA batteries first of all in the transceiver that like went into the front of your console or whatever you had. Then you had the 12 batteries that went inside your controller.
Just to support the LED lights, man.
Right, exactly. Then you had the whole thing where it was like you had to connect and all this kind of stuff. They were terrible. Like, and you knew, you just knew.
We had a Mad Catz controller for the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So imagine how
I
terrible
didn't know that
thing
that
was.
system was out long enough for it to have.
Yeah,
all-
dude.
Third party. Yeah. Wow. I know we're getting off topic. Didn't the Dreamcast have something that like slid into
Little Tamagotchi like
What
memory
was that?
card
What was
situation.
that
card,
thing?
man.
It was
Is
the
it a
memory card.
But it had a screen on it.
Yeah.
It did have a screen
You
on
could
it, yeah.
play
Oh,
games.
yeah,
You could share games. You could plug them together and then like play 2-player games.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
pretty neat. Way ahead of its time, man.
Wow.
I don't think it's ahead of its time if no one else did it in the future.
I was gonna say
It was just a bad
I don't
idea.
remember.
You got me, man.
I don't-
You
I
got
thought
me.
their problem was that none of their games had any like piracy protection.
Yeah.
You could just download the game and burn it on a CD on your
Yeah,
computer.
because it was on DVD or on CD.
Yeah.
You just
Oh,
rip the
and
games
I actually
straight
did
off.
not know
you could
that.
easily rip games. Yeah.
I would have definitely gotten Power Stone 2 that way if I if I had known that, man.
Shout out to Power Stone. What a great
Shout out
game.
to Power Stone.
Okay. Any more? Let me try to think. I mean, we're just.
Seems so done,
yeah.
bro. You're like, all right.
You know what? I'm just
Googa Stadia.
When we're shouting out Power Stone, man, you know we're really stretching here.
Hey.
I was looking
got
for
a
any.
Tom Waits song in your head, man.
I was looking for any more games or anything that was coming out with the Stadia, but I don't see anything. I know Ubisoft or Ubisoft, however you want to say it. Ubi or Ubi? Do you guys say Ubi
I
or
say
Ubi?
Ubisoft.
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 I say Ubistan.
Let's see. And not many games have been confirmed for Stadia. We do know Google started a Jade Raymond-led first-party Stadia. I don't know what this
Well, you're
is.
just reading words.
I'm just
now.
reading words now. I'm
Saying
just reading
stuff.
words.
Okay, let's. How much time we got? Let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah. Are we getting paid by the minute here?
We are getting paid by the minute, and if we're getting paid by the minute, we got to fill about 10 more minutes.
The
So-
final thing I'd like to say.
Okay, really quick. We can finish these last 10 minutes about Google Stadia. Perhaps this wasn't a good topic to okay.
They can't all be winners.
Let's talk about something different then, man.
No, I'm just
They can't all be
kidding.
The
shaggy-tality.
Google Stadia / Chipotle episode, man.
Okay.
Let's talk about Trevor ordering double queso on his burrito bowl.
I got
Queso's not
like
even
a
good,
psychopath.
man.
I got you. I got you.
Nobody has ever ordered that. Do they just get confused when you go there? Like you're like, I like
is-
double meat and then double queso. They're like, what?
They're like,
Can
have
say
you
that
tried
again,
this
sir?
stuff?
Yeah. Usually people just say no, never, no queso.
This is the kind of hard-hitting content that our
Yeah, you really want to hear.
I ordered 2 sides of queso so I can throw them both away so nobody has to have them. And you're over here just making a queso soup out of
Don't knock it till you try it, man.
Trevor, the only person that can turn the only semi-healthy fast food restaurant into Taco Bell, right? Immediately. You got people.
I got the wheeze.
You got people in there who just walked in from like a nice jog. They got all their workout clothes on. They're getting their black bean bowls, and Trevor's like, "I'll have double cheese."
Bro,
Imagine the Chipotle commercials where it's all fresh and there's like tomatoes being thrown through the air and like crisp lettuce and like water flies off.
You can't even get it out.
Come on, Mike.
Come on, Mike. We've already wasted 8 minutes talking about Chipotle. You gotta finish it, man.
And then they get one of those big like restaurant style like mayonnaise containers with a pump top full of queso and they're
Just pumping
Straight
it.
into Trevor's waiting
Oh,
open
God.
mouth.
Oh, God.
and then you're like mash that lid on there so it gets stuck to the top.
Gotta really mash the lid down, man.
I'm gonna shake it
Gotta
before I
grip
open
those
it.
edges, boy. I'm gonna shake this up real good.
I'm gonna pour it sideways in my car. I play a
You
game.
know this has to make it into the title now of this episode.
Is this
People
our
are so
second?
confused.
Is this our second episode about the Mexican fast food
Yeah,
chain?
we had a Taco
I'm
Bell
bringing
one
it back,
in the
man.
first season.
Dude, I felt like we'd missed out on
you don't-
the
if you don't
Mexican.
If you don't
Food.
name this episode Googa Stadia / Double Queso
Googa Stadia Double
slash
Queso
Double
Edition.
man.
this teaser in the beginning is gonna be the most confusing thing in
Oh,
the
yeah.
world.
Yeah. If you've listened this long, just congratulations, because
We sound like all the other really popular gaming streams now,
Yeah,
man. Just talking about
exactly.
nothing.
But
But
me.
actually funny.
Yeah, that's good. It's a trade-off. It's a I think you were saying we weren't actually funny until
No, man.
just right now.
No, I'm hilarious.
Sweet
I'm fantastic.
Oh, man. I could just...
You guys, my neck hurts from laughing so hard. I've never
You
had
guys-
that.
So it's unfortunate. We may start doing videos sometime here soon. It's unfortunate you guys can't be in here in this room hanging out on the couch with us because we are in a new spot, a new space. Tell them about it.
We're going to call it a new studio, not my office at work.
It's a new studio.
It's a new studio. But yeah, so we got the new studio up. We got all kind of cool graphics hung around us. Some, we
Might
should
even
do-
take a little video,
we should
post it
do-
to
we should post it to
Instagram.
post it to Instagram. We should
yeah, man.
we should post the
I'm
Instagram
all over
tonight.
it.
Yeah, but okay.
Bro, that was a much better and a better transition and a better topic than my choice of Chipotle.
No, man,
It's
it's
like-
great. It's all
that was-
content.
No,
man.
no, that-
everything,
no, the
everything
Chipotle-
is content, man.
Not
Everything's
everything
content.
new is good.
no, the Chipotle bit is good. I feel like we could just keep ripping on Chipotle for like another 30 minutes, make this a full hour.
Nah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're trying to do the. I don't know if you're a constant listener, and you listen to us every week. I'm looking at you, all three of you. If you listen to us every week,
Looking at you, Nate.
looking at you, looking at you, Leighton.
Hey man, I make Sean listen to it every week too.
Hey, listen, Adam.
Looking
Rice,
at you, my
Adam-
wife Amanda. No,
Adam-
I'm just kidding. She doesn't watch.
Adam
She
Rice.
doesn't listen.
Adam Rice is out there listening somewhere. Probably shouldn't say last names. Don't look him up. I'm not gonna say what state he lives in.
Well, I don't think you got to worry too much about somebody looking up Adam Rice.
We're talking about Adam Francis Rice, Rice with a Y.
Here's a social.
You should use first and last names. My friend John Smith might get.
Hey man, hey, right, you know,
Friend
Rice.
Mark Zuckerberg, who also listens to this.
But yeah, if you've been listening, you notice that we shortened the episodes a little bit. Now they're like little 30-minute episodes where we can just kind of talk
something
freely
new.
about, just one topic, so that our topics on our YouTube videos don't turn into Google Stadia Chipotle double queso in-game theories.
When you say one topic, is that in quotes like one-ish?
one ish.
Double
Double
queso
queso
in-game theories might be the funniest thing you have
gold.
ever said.
It was just so hard. It was so hard to do YouTube videos where, like, because you've seen it, because people do them too, and we try to do them. But it's like you got this thing where, like, literally, it's like, Mortal Kombat, Shagatality, Crash Bandicoot coming back. You know,
Yeah, man, dude. And the first like quote unquote season we had a podcast, man. The titles were like on point. They were fire, and nobody
Title
saw them
Nobody
because
could find them.
they were like poetic and
Hilarious puns,
puns,
plays on
yeah.
words.
They were
Should
great.
have been like
They were
hot
great.
chick gets smacked in the face.
Did
Like,
Google slap
6
your mom?
million. Yeah. Is Mark Zuckerberg the devil?
Hashtag like for like.
If we could just literally name our videos "Public Freakout Compilation number 28,"
We're all just
Yeah,
making
dude.
like crazy faces. you
Gone
know?
wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't believe what happens
You
next.
just need a red circle pointing at something.
What
on
are
the
we
screen.
even talking about?
I'm just,
Right
gonna,
there.
I'm just gonna change our YouTube account name to like Fail Army, but with a 1 instead of the I.
Yes,
and
yes,
then just really
amazing.
get picked up by people, man.
Incredible.
It's really a shame that we put all this hard work into like wonderful Chipotle content. content, and then people get millions of dollars by just putting on other people's neck-breaking iPhone video.
Or we just
there
like
one day, man.
illegally upload like cartoons from the 1990s and like
yeah.
1 million views. You're like, oh well, that's fine. Yeah.
Speaking of illegally uploaded cartoons, man, y'all should check out our episode where Will shows us the wonders of that live-action Mario.
I feel like this has just turned into the worst of foreplot right now. It's like, hey, you want to
Worst
see
or
it?
best?
Watch our Taco Bell episode. Also watch the one where Mario and Luigi freestyle rap.
Hey, man, that's
Those are
an
both
excellent-
good suggestions. I don't know why you're
That's
laughing.
excellent. I don't know why you wouldn't do that.
Highly recommend.
Okay, I believe it's about time to wrap this up now. So, guys, it's been a great evening.
You have to sign off using your King Kai voice.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
End
God.
it with a bang, man.
End it with a bang. Okay, what?
Or meatwad or something. Come on.
Well, I'll try King Kai. Not going to make any promises. This is about to be.
Business are giving you the business.
Mediocre at best. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to try King Kai voice here. It's going to be on tape for.
Make it on my own.
Okay, here we go. All right, let's see if I can do it. If I do it. God, this is embarrassing. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, if you don't know King Kai, watch some Dragon Ball Z. Educate yourselves. Okay, it's great. Here we go. Well, that's all the time we have for Foreplot this week. Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to talk about the Dragon Balls and Goku and oh my. We're gonna run around my home planet with the bubbles and my little cricket. I can't remember his name right now, but we're gonna have a great time. Yeah, that's the best King Kai, I guess. So
The big break, everybody.
this piece of crap episode is what you just said. Next week, Hercule will be here. I'm just kidding. Okay, all right, good Lord. Okay, that's all the time we got for this podcast, everybody. I'm Will. That's Trevor. That's, you know, man, anime.
Dummy thick.
Okay.
I'm Mike.
That is. Okay, that's all the time we got for Foreplot Podcast. Tune in next week where it'll be just as bad. We'll see you tomorrow.
Nailed it.
Not tomorrow. We don't do podcasts.
Tomorrow
Okay,
or.
all right. Ooh, it's late. Good night, everybody.